Okay, my name's Ed. Obviously, I live near Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm in Sarasota, Florida. I'm actually a school teacher, but I teach in technical education. I'm actually a machinist, and I plan on going back to school next week. I am in my 6 day post-op. I had my MRI indicated 50% tear, but I was just told by my therapist yesterday that the note said 90% tear, so I'm not sure which is which. Um, it wasn't caused by an injury. I'm 65 years old, and for the last almost a year, it's just been very sore, especially with overhead. Excuse me. And plus, with any overhead work, I thought it was just I just needed to stretch it out, and it wasn't getting any better. And I could feel myself, I was limited on strength on that side. So my doctor, who's done some other repairs on me, ordered the MRI, verified that it was torn, and we did the surgery last weekend at a place called Doctor's Hospital, day surgery. And I had a nerve block, which they did before I was given general anesthetic. I couldn't even lift my arm, just playing around with it. And probably about, I'd say 24 hours total, the nerve block was still active. And maybe about 36 hours, it finally wore off. And they had me on Percocet afterwards. To be honest with you, it hasn't been all that painful. It's not comfortable, but not horrible. I've had a 3 level disc fusion done, and that was a terrible recovery period. I was in a neck brace for 12 weeks solid. Couldn't really do anything for that period of time. Um, but my plan is I'm going to attempt to go back to work at school. Teaching, I think I can handle that. So we'll just see how that goes. Um, where am I at in this? So I got my four. Let me see if I can show you this here. And I was surprised how well I've actually experimented with, doing everything one-handed before I did this to make sure I could do everything, because this is my dominant hand, is my right arm. And a couple years ago, I actually lost the tip of my finger, not in a machine shop accident. It was caught in a trailer hitch. So I have some issues sometimes using this hand. So anyway, um, but I finally just took a shower today. So I still got a mark on my arm. But I have taken it off, and to readjust some of these straps. I was actually looking at another one called the Dawn Joy Model 4, which has a strap with another strap over here, which would be putting it like this rather than just on my neck. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go for that one. But mine has the like a metal brace underneath here, which doesn't quite contour to my body. I've been trying to keep it to the front, and a lot of times I have to pull this up, because my first day I think it was like this, and I thought this thing was broken, but it just wasn't aligned right. So I find myself doing that a lot. Now if I have this brace off, I just keep my arm tucked to my body like this. And they've had me do an exercise where if I have it out, because actually I couldn't believe how tight my bicep muscle was, because I was doing this and I thought it was the new repair. And they said no, the bicep's right next to it. And he goes, he might have been, he either did a repair there or his tooling is hitting a lot of things. So, but I had to do like an arm dangle in the shower, and especially you can get maybe a little bit of a. I have a sponge on a wand, and I can get a little bit in there. Of course, I'm not using this hand to do that, so best I could. I mean, I feel a lot better now that I take a shower. And I do have some more waterproof Band-Aids, but I think these are fine. I'm getting my stitches out next week. And hopefully after that, I can start going to my pool. But I do have a sling, because I've broken my wrist before, and I got some kind of covering for that, but this is pretty far, so we'll just see how it goes. But I guess this whole thing's not too bad, but you gotta have this thing on for 6 weeks. So, and I had this shoulder done, but it was just a slight tear, and I actually had the old sling. So my memory was, it's not that bad. But this is gonna hold you up for a while. It makes me think of like it's at least half the length of time I had my neck done. So in reality, I probably should take at least half the time off from work. But I'm going to attempt it. You know, it's a new school year, and there isn't anybody else that actually can teach what I'm teaching. So we'll just see how it goes. I got a pretty full class this year, even with the COVID thing, and we're all in class with masks. So, and everything's been going fine. So, I watched some other videos. Some were on how to adjust these things, other people's experiences. So, you know, some people say you can have more pain, less pain, but it hasn't been too bad for me. I've slept in this. I've slept in right into bed. I remember my neck. I had to sleep in my recliner. You know, I could not lay down. It was very difficult, especially the getting up and down part. Especially when I was getting up, I kept on feeling a pain here. I thought, as much as you try to not use that, you're using something. But as I got more into it, you're trying not to. I thought you'd be partially tearing this off, but part of the reason why you're doing it is so that the tendon doesn't be stretched. They're trying to get it so it's got the original kind of tension to hold the muscle on. So we have the arm slightly lifted because down would actually put some tension on that. We're trying to do no tension. Reminds me when I actually had an torn Achilles tendon. You know, I was wearing a boot. You know, and we didn't do surgery. We just did a boot. It was the same orthopedic group, and that doctor's actually was an ex-football player for the New England Patriots, and he was a punter, so he knows about feet. And but that's what he recommended for me, and that worked great. But I had to be in a boot. Too bad they didn't have some kind of boot arrangement for this. But I think we got a lot of other things going on where an ankle is just one motion. So where this is multiple motion. But the danger of like, what if you fell down, you know, coming out of the shower and you would do one of these and you'd ruin everything. So anyway, I'm just rambling now. So I just thought I'd throw this out there, show you where I'm at. And I'm in my office now. This is the same webcam I was using to do all my COVID teaching from March through June, and now I do some lecturing, and I actually had to do some updates this week for my class, and I do it the same way. So they have a substitute in there, but I'm giving them assignments still. Okay, maybe I can update weekly or bi-weekly. Let's see how this goes. Thanks. Talk to you later.